is, and make sure that they are gifted with knowledge and good judgment and are suited to serve in the Lord. He says, train. He says, train these young men in the language and literature of Babylon. Take all that potential and then give them new information. Take all that ability to influence and then give them our information. They don't need to know anything about themselves. They don't need to learn anything else about themselves. Forget who they are and where they come from and teach them how we think. I was in a meeting with the Children's Trust, and it's some money where the residents are taxed, and they're supposed to use this money for certain purposes in our community. And as they were talking, they were all talking about these programs that are serving women, that are serving children. And I stood up and I said, I got a problem. I got a problem. What you don't understand about our families are built on the entire family. That's where our strength comes from. And many of the things that I hear you saying, that if there's a man involved, there's no assistance from you. There's no willingness to empower from you. You literally encourage. And there are programs that encourage our families to be torn apart just to get a hand up. Encourage that there's no man. Devalue the significance of a man being in the house. Devalue that significance just to get a hand up. And then you tear up our families, and now the core of who we are. The reason why I respected my grandfather so much, because of the way that he provided and took care of our family, my grandmother and my aunts and uncles. The reason why I respected him so much, because he held that thing together. But now you're creating a system that devalues our men, and that does not work. It might work for your community, but it does not work for our community. And I had a woman from another agency contact me afterwards. Pastor, I understand I didn't see it, but I understand what you said. And can you come in and have a conversation with us on how we do this? Because I never thought about it. You have to know who you are and value who you are, because others don't necessarily care about your ability to thrive. And if all you are focused on is your ability to survive, there's so much that God has ordained for you that you will leave on the table if you don't understand God's design and purpose for your life. And Nebuchadnezzar says, go and get their strongest, their wisest, go and get their best looking, go get those who are the most influential, go and get them, and then teach them what we think is important. Hope somebody listening to me. That child that you complaining about, the reason that the enemy is after him or her so hard is because of their potential. And if you write them off, if you believe the headlines that they're no good, you miss the whole point. You have to get them out of Nebuchadnezzar's hand. You have to bring them over and make sure that they are learning the things that God has ordained for their lives. Not someone else's prosperity, not someone else's well-being, but their lives. You can't wait on the schools to teach your children that they're important. They ain't did it since the 60s when we were teaching ourselves. You have to do it, and you can't keep complaining about what they won't do. Teach your own, build your own. The stronger we are, the stronger this country is. The stronger we are, the stronger this country is, because if we are dead weight, it drags everything down. But when we add value, because we know who we are, then we become a better country to where we don't have to fight for basic rights. It becomes a part of our nature because we know who we are and we demand to be treated the way we were designed to be treated. The enemy seems to always seek out the potential cream of the crop. When you see somebody out there doing